This is the Beatbot AquaSense 2 Pro Cordless Robotic Pool Cleaner. If you ask me, just looking at it for the first time, it's definitely not your average pool gadget. The machine looks modern, with a sleek emerald green finish. The lines are smooth, the wheels look robust, and the design feels pretty high-end right away. It's got a solid, slightly hefty build, but manages to still look sharp and professional, not bulky or out of place next to a nice pool deck. Just picking it up, you can tell it's made with quality materials, not plasticky or flimsy. The finish has a nice touch, and the mechanics seem tightly fitted. If you care about having your gear look good while working hard, this thing fits. My first thought, to be honest, was whether something as advanced as this could really make my pool maintenance as seamless as it promises. I've used other pool robots before, but they always had some catch. Either the cords would get tangled, or the device would stop in the middle of the pool and I had to fish it out with a pole. Or worse, it would just not pick up tiny debris. From my experience, convenience and efficiency matter just as much as cool features on the box. So, I came into this with a healthy bit of skepticism, but also some excitement because of the big promises. Setting up was actually simpler than I expected. No tools, no assembly, just drop it in, connect via the app, and start cleaning. The fact that it's cordless is honestly a big relief. I didn't have to worry about running cables around or dealing with sockets nearby. And right after I started using the Beatbot for surface skimming, I noticed it cruising across the water and gathering leaves, dust, and even some pollen that always finds its way into my pool. The app told me the battery would last for about 11 hours in skimmer mode. It seemed like an exaggeration at first, but it really did keep going for almost the whole day, just patrolling the surface. For the floor and walls, I got about 5 hours per charge, which covered my medium-sized pool without any pause. A quick review of the key features from my experience is worth sharing. The 5-in-1 cleaning is not just a gimmick. It actually deals with the pool floor, walls, waterline, surface, and clarifies water. So even after a big storm, I just activated a different mode from my phone, and the Beatbot switched gears smoothly. There's something satisfying about tapping an app and watching the machine go right to the trouble spot. One interesting thing I discovered was the water clarification system. Normally, I'd have to add clarifiers by hand and run the pool pump for hours. But here, the Beatbot uses a recycled crab shell agent that's apparently gentle on skin and works super fast. It sounds a little wild, but within hours, my cloudy pool cleared up noticeably. It's a nice extra touch if you care about water clarity and avoiding too many pool chemicals. My favorite part though, even more than the app features or the cool design, has to be the way it parks itself when it's done, right at the edge of the pool. Earlier, it always felt like a chore to fish a heavy, waterlogged robot out of the deep end. But this one climbs up to the edge and drains water on its own, which makes it much lighter to lift. For someone like me, who doesn't fancy lifting 26 pounds of wet machinery from the bottom, it really makes a difference. It also feels reassuring to have a solid battery performance. The lithium-ion battery here charges in just under 4 hours and lasts on multiple cleaning cycles. I did some math to double-check, and it seems accurate for cleaning larger pools in one go, unless you have a truly gigantic pool. But I need to be honest and mention the downsides too. The most noticeable for me is the weight. The machine, even though it's lighter after draining, still sits at over 26 pounds. For some folks, especially if you don't have a lot of upper body strength or back issues, it's not a piece of cake to pick it up. The grip is ergonomic, but you'll feel the heft if you're doing it often. I also found the app a little frustrating. Sometimes the connection drops, or it takes a while to sync up, and if you're not super comfortable with tech, it can take a few tries to get things running. If I wanted to direct it manually to a specific spot, there was a tiny bit of lag. Not a deal breaker for me, but something worth mentioning. Another thing is the surface cleaning, which I love for the most part, but only when the pool is relatively obstacle-free. Occasionally, the Beatbot would get stuck around the stairs or awkwardly shaped steps, pausing for a bit before it sorted itself out. This didn't happen all the time, and eventually it learned the layout, but I feel like it could be even better if it maneuvered more smoothly right from the start. Also, The cleaner does a great job on fine debris and dirt, but larger leaves or twigs sometimes needed me to empty the filter partway through a run, especially during spring when there's a lot of plant debris. The filter basket is big enough for most days, but fills up really fast under heavy conditions. What I really appreciate is the peace of mind. This thing has a 3-year full replacement guarantee, and you can tell the build is meant to last. The high-quality coating is said to be UV and heat-resistant, so it's not going to fade or crack after a summer in the sun. The control on the modes is pretty flexible too, letting you choose everything from a quick clean to an extra thorough scrub using patterns you can set through the app, either S or N paths, which means it covers all spaces efficiently instead of just random circles like some robots. It's perfect for people who value their time and don't want to spend breaks outside fishing leaves or dirt out of the pool. If you entertain guests a lot, or just want your pool ready without much notice, the Beatbot does a reliable job and saves hassle in the long run. As someone who used to spend a lot of time cleaning or fiddling with unreliable robots, I'd recommend this for anyone who wants less pool work, more pool fun. If you have a really large pool, or your pool shape is weirdly complex, you might need to run it twice or move it around manually once or twice. But for standard backyard pools, it's smooth sailing.